Hello everyone, it's VGTI here with the final part of Let's Play and Analyze Portal. We don't have much to go, all we have to do is fight the final battle, and there is a lot to cover with this last part of the game, so let's dive right in. The chamber is across this hallway to where GLaDOS is, and I think it's funny, it says caution wear your respirator here on the sign, considering what happened to all the scientists in the end. So you have this big long hallway that leads to her chamber. It's set aside from everything else because of how big of a deal she is. And before we go in and she starts talking to us, if you look there, it's too bad this game doesn't have the zoom function that Portal 2 has, because otherwise we could get a closer look at that from here. But lots of images are flashing on the screen, and primarily those images are of Cake. There's some other images too, but primarily they're of Cake. Cake holds a very important meaning in Portal. It's not just something that's a lie. It's not just something that GLaDOS uses to trick test subjects. It has a deeper meaning, a kind of philosophical meaning, not just for the Portal storyline, but also the player, I find. It's kind of funny how we're having a deep, extensive analyzation of Cake here, though. Let's continue.
Well, you found me. Congratulations. Was it worth it? Because
it was.
Despite your violent behavior, the only thing you've managed
Notice
to
how
break
the
so
images
far
is
my
they're
heart.
stopping.
Maybe you could settle for that, and we'll
They're
just
stopping
call
a
it
lot
day.
more now
I
that
guess
she's
we both
talking.
know that isn't going to happen. You chose this path. Now I have a surprise for you. Deploying surprise in 5, 4. Time out for a second. That wasn't supposed to happen.
So this...
That thing that fell out of me? What is that? It's not the surprise. I've never seen it before.
This is the morality core.
It's a mystery I'll solve later. By myself. Because you'll be dead.
GLaDOS basically talks during this entire battle, and she says some interesting things, which I'll point them out as she says them. But this is the morality core, and this is basically what was keeping GLaDOS from killing everything else. It didn't work very well, obviously. But now that you have it, and now that you're getting ready to destroy it, that's going to release her consciousness, so to speak, and allow her to activate the neurotoxin. You're basically allowing her to kill you, but also opening up the possibility to destroy her. So, without further ado, you destroy it like you do the companion cube. Disturbingly enough, you don't hear it with that one, but you hear it with the other 3 cores. They make a loud-pitched screaming noise. It's very human sounding. It's pretty scary, actually. The personality cores in this game are a little more mysterious than the ones in Portal 2.
I figured out what that thing you just incinerated did.
So, as you can see, GLaDOS' voice has changed now. It's a lot more human sounding, and a lot more sinister, too. It lost the robotic edge that it had. It's basically Caroline's voice. So here comes the neurotoxin. Now, we have to do what we did before with the rocket turret, by aiming it at GLaDOS. And you kind of have to fine-tune it so that it actually hits her. It takes some precise aiming, and you have to put your portal in the right spot. Will this one hit? Yep, okay. So the first few cores aren't really that hard to get. This first core here is the curiosity core, and it's what gives GLaDOS her curiosity. It's a very cute core. But let's get back to GLaDOS. If you look at what she's saying in the pink subtitles there, it's a good thing I turned those on. She's saying some very important things. You can listen to the entire, final battle speech in a YouTube video if you want to hear it in more detail, but she mentioned some things about the surface, and how you would want to rather be in here, the enrichment center, than on the surface. implying that GLaDOS has knowledge of what's going on the surface with the whole Combine invasion and everything. And it wouldn't surprise me that she knows. It makes sense.
I was curious about your behavior.
She has a lot of knowledge, and she controls the entire facility. It would make sense that she can see what's going on in the outside world. So this next core is way up there. And to do it, to get to it, we need to use flinging, which we're pretty much pros at by now. You know, it almost sounds like, whenever she's talking about the companion cube, it almost sounds like something she would say to Ratman. She also mentioned some things about how Shell is adopted, which becomes a running joke, kind of. But there's a lot of theories behind Shell's origins, and if she was adopted, and if her parents happen to be Cave Johnson and Carolyn, stuff like that. But she always says that Shell is adopted. Right there, she just said it, actually. By the way, this core is the cake core. It lists off the ingredients of the portal cake, but a lot of them are not edible things, so it seems to be a bit high. It doesn't know what it's talking about. Of course, the cake is a lie, so who knows? Nobody's ever had it. So chances are it could have those things. But yeah, she makes very subtle hints here. And it's not just her, it's also Ratman. Ratman makes hints that he knows a bit about the outside world, which I'm going to cover in my theory video that I'm working on for him. So look out for that. Okay. I need to try not to ramble too much because we are on a time limit here. She is spraying neurotoxin into the room. And that will kill you if you run out of time. This core is by far the hardest to get. You have to aim your portal very correctly and try to catch it in midair. It's not easy, and it's probably going to take me a good few tries to get right. You have to adjust the portal placement too to make sure you are doing it correctly. There we go. So this is the anger core. This is what gives GLaDOS her anger, which there's a lot of, actually. And GLaDOS just mentioned that she had Shell's brain scanned and backed up in case anything happened to her. This adds to another popular theory that Shell is a clone and she keeps doing these tests over and over and over again. Some people put that hand in hand with the android theory. But with everything that's been happening, especially some of the evidence in Portal 2, a lot of that is a little harder to believe at this point. Okay, so we have officially beaten the game. We've beaten GLaDOS, at least until Portal 2. And look what she said there. All I know is I'm the only thing standing between us and them. Well, I was. Some people think she's talking about the Combine there. She was the only thing standing between us and the Combine on the surface. And it's possible that that's what she was talking about. She doesn't stand between us and them anymore because of you reaching her, because of you defeating her. We're being sucked up outside of the facility now. And fun fact, it shows in the Ratman comic that he's alive right now, and he actually comes out outside during this part at the ending, which you'll see here now. This is the outside of the Aperture Science facility. GLaDOS is destroyed. Mysteriously enough, there's 2 GLaDOSes out here if you use no-clip.
Thank you for assuming the party escort submission position.
So that robot just said thank you for assuming the party escort submission position. That is the party escort bot, and it finally retrieved Shell after what happened before in the incinerator, and it's dragging her back into the facility for the events of Portal 2. Ratman was watching that whole thing happen. He was going to leave and go explore the outside world now that he finally escaped the facility, but when he saw Shell being dragged back inside, he had to go back in. And that's where it leads off into Portal 2. And down here, there's a bunch of backup cores. This is part of where the game's reveal is that GLaDOS cannot be defeated. and she's still alive, and she'll still keep being alive. Of course, we all know that by now. The companion cube is there in the corner, implying that it never died in the first place, but we do know that there are multiple companion cubes now. And there's the cake. So the cake wasn't a lie, but the receiving of the cake was a lie. I know, spoilers, right? So here's still alive. I don't know if you guys want to listen to this or not. It's a nice song. But that's it for Let's Play and Analyze Portal. There could be more I'm going to cover, but I would rather do it in a theory video. You know, this whole thing, Let's Play and Analyze, it was an experiment. This was my first time doing it for a game, and I wanted to really try it out. And now that I've finished it, now that this last part is over, and I've gotten your guys' feedback, and I've seen the results, I'm kind of leaning towards making another channel for doing this. What do you guys think? I'm thinking that I should make a completely separate channel for Let's Play and Analyze for people who want to see that. And rather than do it on here on VGTI, instead I'm just going to make this channel for specifically theory videos like I did before, and some other things too, but mainly theory videos. And the reason I say this is just because with Let's Play and Analyze, it's a nice idea and I really like doing it, but at the same time there's so much of it. Like Portal, it's a small game, and I had a pretty good amount of parts for that, just for a small game like that. And it's kind of crowded up the channel, so to speak. I know that sounds a bit weird for me to say, but it makes me feel like my channel has just become this and not theories. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like I'm doing this more than I am theories, and that's not what I want. I want to do primarily video game theories because that's what this channel is about. So my thinking is that I'm just going to make another channel for Let's Play and Analyze. I don't know what it'll be called yet. I don't even know if I'll do that yet. But I want to hear your guys' opinion on that and see if that's what you think I should do. Because that's the way I'm leaning, and I think it would be better for this channel overall, for the people who are just here for the theories, and that's what I made this channel for in the first place. So, anyways, that's my thoughts on that. But it was fun, and I enjoyed it, and I'm glad a good few of you enjoyed it too, kept coming back for more. I really appreciated it. It was a lot of fun, and it helped me kind of analyze Portal more. Granted, this was a game that I analyzed extensively back when I first played it, so a lot of this stuff was kind of ground that I've already tread, whereas with other games that I would do Let's Play and Analyze with, it might not be that way. But with the way Portal is and how short it is, I've basically covered as much as I could.